Hague from Vineland. He's the father of Korie Hague, who's a sophomore catcher for the Fighting Clan. Had a real great season, and we do a lot of conversations on this radio show, and wanted to get what it's like to be the life of a dad, a softball dad. So, good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Sully. How you doing?
Hey, man. Pretty good, man. What's going on? I guess you're en route to more games, right?
We're in between two games right now.
Are you really?
Up here, yeah. She's got 4 games today.
Wow.
Just got done the first one, getting ready to start the second one here at 9:40.
Geez, what time did the first game start?
8 a.m.
Wow. So what's it like being a softball dad? I know you and I helped coach Vineland baseball a couple years ago, and we were real involved with the baseball program down there. But now you're kind of taking some time to enjoy your daughter's high school career. What's that like being a softball dad? I mean, it's got to be kind of crazy. I know you posted on Facebook 18 games in 7 days.
Yeah, it's the travel ball season right now. So playing so many this week, she made the TriCave team, so she had 8 games with that. And then she's got a week-long showcase here up by the College of New Jersey. It's different. I mean, as you know, baseball, softball, they're the round ball, but they're 2 different sports. But I enjoy it. You know, I get to see my daughter play every game, every inning. You know, it's the luxury of being a school teacher, having off from the summer. You know, couldn't ask for anything better. You know, she's having a successful year, so that makes it a lot easier.
How do you?
The car rides home are easy.
Yeah. How do you and Heidi organize all these schedules?
It's crazy. You know, I try to get the schedules at least 2 weeks ahead of time so we can plan it out. I mean, I have an 8-year-old daughter who she's in the ballet and softball too. So the month of June has really been, crazy. It's but we do it. I mean, we don't miss anything.
How's little Jim doing?
Jim's doing great. He just finished up his second year of college at the Cumberland County College.
Nice.
He's umpiring a lot. You know, he's not squatting behind a plate with a mitt anymore. He's squatting behind a plate calling balls and strikes. So.
Well, he should know what a ball and strike is after a couple of years catching for Vineland.
Yeah, he knows his strike zone, so he doesn't get too many arguments. Actually, he gets a lot of compliments. You know, he's doing a real good job. So
that's awesome.
Which is good to hear.
So,
yeah.
Jim, what's the biggest challenge of being a softball dad? A little different raising a teenage girl than a teenage boy.
Their mindset's a little different than a boy. I'm real lucky and fortunate with Korie. She has a good outlook on everything with her, her grades, everyday life, her softball. She knows you got to put the work in to be successful. You know, you just can't show up in March and think you're going to, bat above 300. So, she's a little different than most girls. But I will say this, girls, watching softball girls teams are a lot different than being around boys for so long. You know, the drama that goes along with it.
You got to be impressed with some of these girls. Obviously, the TriCave featured some of the best girls in South Jersey. What was your impression of that team? You know, that featured some really quality sophomores and juniors that are going to be the stars next year around here in the high school season.
We were real honored that Korie made the team, and she committed. The girl, I mean, there's 14 girls on the team. They're bringing girls from Gloucester County all the way down to Atlantic County, and they gelled. I mean, they know what's expected of them, between the lines. And Korie said it was one of the best experiences she had, being around those girls, and she wished that it would last a little longer than just 3 days.
What's the biggest challenge for you as a dad? I mean, you're talking about Korie's, 15, 16 years old. There's a lot going on in their lives as high school students. Do you ever feel like it's too much with the softball, or how do you balance that? And do you ever try to read signs where, hey, maybe she might need a little bit of a break?
Well, to be seen and noticed by colleges, you got to put the time in. You got to play in the summer. Her last game, she just got done playing these showcases. The colleges will come up and ask the coach, can we see so-and-so bat again? And I'm standing in the outfield, and Korie batted the previous inning and, got on base. The next inning starts. They ask her to bat again.
Oh, really?
She comes off the field, and she says, Dad, West Virginia was just wanted to see me bat again. So I don't mind getting up at 4 in the morning and driving her all over the East Coast when you get those things. You know what I mean? It's just humbling. It's humbling.
Is that how it works with some of these showcase tournaments? I guess they don't stick to a strict batting order. Do they kind of cater to the college coaches a little bit?
Yeah. It's a showcase. So when they come up, they'll ask the coach, "Can I see Korie Hague play third base?" And the coach will put her at third. And the opposing coach, they understand because they're there to see probably a few of his girls too. It's different. They play an hour and 20-minute drop dead ball, so it's really no win losses because you're guaranteed 5 games in a showcase or 8 games depending on which showcase you're in. And they come up and they see it. Right now, we're getting ready to play a team from California, San Jose Lady Sharks. Yeah. So there's a lot of coaches here for that. And then the 1:15 game, we're playing a team Orange from Florida, Orange Coast Hurricanes, and then a Washington State team at 3:45.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's enjoyable, and you get to see the talent level from girls from other states too. And I'll tell you what, our Jersey girls, we compete with them. We're right there. You can't tell, Northeast schools or high school girls compared to the Midwest or all the way out west.
We're talking with Jim Hague. He's the father of Korie Hague. Just finished up her sophomore year at Vineland. Jim, what were you expecting this year from Korie at the high school level, and were you surprised at how well she did?
Yeah. As a father, when you're squatting every inning behind the plate, it kind of takes the bat out of your hands a little bit, because you're beat up. You're getting foul balls, and a lot of colleges, they want to see what you're doing with the bat. And I was real impressed with her. She had good coaches at Vineland. They kept her motivated. Coach Kulik and Coach Lugo, they were in her head, as a positive thing to do with her. But as a father and with my wife, we'd go to the games, and it was amazing just to watch. She hit here, hit there, leading the team in morale. One girl strikes out, she's right, in their head, pick it up. We're going to get the next at bat. Not only did she perform on the field, but she performed as a kind of a leader on the team as a sophomore too.
Jim, how much time do you spend talking with her about that kind of thing? And she's one of the up and comers on this squad and in that Vineland program. How much time do you spend talking to her about being a leader and being somebody that the other girls can count on? That's what she's going to kind of mature into the next year or two.
Well, just a simple conversation. Everyone's watching you, whether it's the people in the stands, the girls on your team, or the opposing coaches. You got to be positive. You go out there and fly out to center field. You got to come in because you're going to get the bat again. You know what I mean? You got to be positive. Just those things like that with her. Just a simple conversation. I never dwell on the negatives with her because this sport can tear you down and beat you up. And we just stay positive. I usually film a lot of her at bats, so if she does have a bad at bat, we do look at it but that didn't happen too much this year. One of the unique stats or that I keep to myself, I tell a few people, is she struck out one time this year in over 100 plate appearances.
Really?
And that was to the number one pitcher in the state, the girl from Egg Harbor.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was early in the season, battle, foul ball, and she got on a rise ball, and then that was it. And she did strike out again in the TriCave tournament, but that was another, quality top pitcher. So, but another thing with Korie that is easy to deal with too for her, she's a natural lefty. Everything she does is left-handed.
Really?
But when it came to playing the game of baseball when she was a kid, she followed her brother, Jim.
Right.
And Jimmy's out in the yard. He's batting right-handed wiffle ball. Korie, she mimicked him. She picked up his glove. So everything she did was right-handed. So now when she's at the plate, she's a natural left-eye dominant person. So she sees the ball very well. Which most people who are bat right-handed, they're more of a right eye dominant, and your eyes, the back of the plate. So
now, does she write left-handed?
No, everything's left-handed. Everything. She used to play competitive soccer. She, dominated on the left side. She eats left-handed. She texts left-handed on her phone.
So how did she get the right-handed throwing motion?
Hold on, I'm getting yelled at by a coach. Hold on, sir. Oh, hey. Hold on, I'm on the phone. I'll be right with you. Umpire's yelling at me, no phone on the baseline. It's one of my wrestling buddies.
Tell him you're a radio star. Tell him you're on ESPN radio. This takes precedence.
Yeah. 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 So I'll come back up here to the fence.
So Jim, before we let you go, are you have you morphed into a crazy softball dad?
No. I just sit back. The easiest thing for me is to put the chair up and sit down and just watch the girls play. And there's some amazing girls on our showcase team too. A lot of South Jersey girls. 2 girls from Shalleck that were all South Jersey Group 1. A girl from Woodstown. It's a nice team. The catcher from Delsey's on the team. It's a very, very, very nice team. One of our pitchers from Vineland, Cheyenne Bermudez, is on the team. So it's nice and enjoyable. And you see the girls develop, and it's nice when they walk off the field and there's a coach who comes up and approaches them, and it's enjoyable. You know what I mean? And I get to see it for another month of July, a little bit of August, and then we're shut down for like 2 weeks.
All right. Well, schedule a vacation in there at the end of August, and give the family a break there.
Yeah, well, it's hard right now, but I tell my wife, our vacations come when our kids are older, because I did it with my son, I got to do it with Korie, and then I got a little one who's starting to get a knack for softball too. So I think I'll be around the diamond for another at least 10 years.
Well, what better place, right, Jim?
Oh, I love it. I love the sport. You can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Good stuff, Jim. We're up against the break, but thanks for taking a few minutes, and continue success to Korie. We'll be keeping track of her throughout the next couple of years.
Thanks, Ellie, and good luck with what you're doing too, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Take care. You too.
That was Jim Hague, father of Korie Hague, who's an outstanding softball player at Vineland High School.